what's up? This is King Uprock. I'm here with another original Uprock from back in the days. We're here to tell you a little bit story, history. For the first question, I want you to tell them is, what's your name and what crew you used to dance with?
Well, my name was Giovanny, still is Giovanny. I started with Explosives, went to Touch of Rock, and then Dynasty.
Okay. How would you describe rocking to the people out there who don't know what rock? What's your name?
I would say, what it meant to me, or how to describe it? Best describe it.
Describe a little bit of what rock is to you. I mean, some people good burners.
It's about two people attacking each other without touching each other. Mm-hmm. Who's the best fighter in our world is the best dancer, and whoever won was the winner, and the loser, handled it. That was it, and the discussion was over. It was a dancing fight, but it was clean. No touching, nobody getting hurt.
What was your first experience when you first saw The Rock?
I said, what the hell is that? I swear to God, in junior high school.
Yeah.
In 1977, and I saw you. Matter of fact, you were one of the dancers. Carlos, Guijo, Mark, and Danny Boy, and they started dancing on stage. And I said, what the hell is that? They're going crazy, but they're not touching each other, and the teachers are allowing it. I was new to the school. I was new to the city, and I said, wow, it's fascinating. It's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
And then when I got together with Guijo by myself, I was like, yo, what is that? And he explained it to me, showed it to me, and I started learning it bit by bit. And then I ended up liking it. Went to my first party. Everything I did ever with rock, I did everything first. My first dance, my first hanging out, my first getting home after midnight, my first beating from my dad for getting home after midnight. Can't make it up. My first everything. So to me, it's memories that I'll never forget because it was my first everything. My first friends in the neighborhood, first everything. It was an incredible thing.
The environment of the dance back in the days, you had many nationalities in certain dances and people doing certain sports and stuff like that. I mean, you are from Ecuador, right?
Yeah.
And how does it feel from Ecuador? You represent the Ecuadorians as a original rocker, because I mean, to this day, you have Dominicans who were rocking, you have Dominicans who were breakdancing, you have Dominicans who were doing this, and Puerto Ricans and other people, and Jewish people, and maybe Italians, but to the world, they always think that it's always an Afro-American or Puerto Rican thing. Right. I mean, you're a Latino, but you represent the Ecuadorians. How does it feel to be noticed as an old school pilot?
I thought, to me, I never saw a boundary because we all got along.
Yeah.
And it was more like, it's a dance. Dance is universal. And I just happened to be lucky to like it and learn it. And yet, if you want to talk about races, or every race that I danced with, welcomed me to it and taught me. Everybody, the Puerto Ricans, the blacks, everybody welcomed me and taught me. So I didn't feel like an Ecuadorian learning how to dance. You know what I'm saying? I felt like a guy in school, a guy in the street, learning from his friends. And to this day, they're all my friends. So I felt great. I didn't see it as that race was a boundary.
Did you remember? What would you say the most battle you saw that was like incredible? And you saw two crews. Can you mention two crews that really made
it was this day? MTC and Touch of Rock.
MTC and Touch of Rock?
Yeah, St. Martin's.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was incredible when Pee Wee was there.
Yeah.
And it started with Rick from Touch of Rock.
Yeah.
And then it almost jumped into Guijo because Pee Wee got in front of Guijo. But we just stepped aside. He said it wasn't his battle, but they really went at it that night. Really, really. That was the first time I actually heard of MTC and Touch of Rock.
Oh yeah.
I still wasn't in Touch of Rock. I was still Explosives. So that was a big battle. I don't know if you remember, but they went at it deep in St. Martin's. That was something else.
Tell us a little bit about Explosive, because I mean, there's so many crews, and I mean, I know a lot about Explosive, but maybe
Well, Explosive was the first crew that accepted me because I didn't know how to dance. Period. I had 2 left feet, but Brad was starting a dance crew, and he wanted anybody that wanted to dance, anybody that was willing to learn. That's when I met Oscar and David from Dynasty too. And we went there, and they saw that I couldn't dance for shit, and Oscar and David were like, look, we'll teach you. And they taught me, and Brad was like, yo, you staying with me? And Oscar David started messing with him, saying, no, he's coming to Dynasty. But I said, no, my loyalty's to Brad. He accepted me.
Yeah.
He accepted me for what I did or did wrong. So you gotta have some loyalty. And I went and I danced with create explosives. And I used to rock my shirt like it was the best shirt in the world.
Tell us a little bit of, I mean, you've been around the music. What would you say is one of your best rock records that you heard? That when did they put that on?
Easy. Home Along and Dance and Shaft in Africa.
Those are your two best records.
Two best, man.
Because everybody has different records, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, to me, I think that when it's a contest, if the guy's a little better than you and they put Sex Machine, but that's his record, he's gonna outbeat you. But sometimes that might not be his record, so you might have the opportunity.
I always thought Shaft in Africa and Home Along and Dance. That was an awesome record, Home Along and Dance.
Can you just describe a little bit about the clothes we used to wear back in the days? You know.
Wow, that's an interesting. BVDs, right? Adidas. I think Pumas also. I think jeans, and everybody had a black T-shirt with their colors on. It wasn't no real, and the chino jackets.
Yeah, this one was look like a chino jacket.
Almost,
you notice?
Yeah,
but the cloth is different.
Right,
the chino jacket looks just like that. They call it windbreaker.
Right, and everybody rocked their colors. So, what was on the inside? I forgot. It was basically T-shirts. Everybody had the T-shirts. Everybody battled for T-shirts.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit for the people who know about battle for the T-shirt. What you meant by that?
Well, the better dancer took the guy's T-shirt. You had to give up your shirt. Luckily, I never lost a shirt. But I see people, at least back then you kept your word. You lost, up your shirt. And people gave their shirts, no problem. There was no fighting, no nothing. You sucked, you sucked. The better dancer won, that's it. So I enjoyed that part. But I enjoyed more than I never lost a shirt.
For the new generation, around the world who are now trying to get to be part of this history of rock, what direction would you give them? Or little hints if that they want to become a rocker, what should they work on?
At the end of the day, I mean, I don't know about hints, but what I did was I practiced every day.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you were teaching a kid, what would you teach him? What would be
some of your? I'm not gonna do them now, but you got to work on your jerk because you literally look like a jerk if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, you gotta have, everybody has their own stylish jerk that made their mark. Even Dynasty as a group had a certain jerk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You work on a nice jerk, and your first initial attack is always the most important because everybody's watching. So work on your jerk, and then your first initial attack. Don't just throw yourself on the floor like you're crazy.
Yeah.
But I think the jerk is more important than anything else. It defies. Every record begins with a jerk, so I think it's a jerk.
Do you remember most of the DJs from back in the days?
DES, Eddie Speed, he was the man. SOD, Sons of Dynasty. Touch of Rock had their own DJ Cheeky, remember Cheeky?
Yeah, Cheeky.
Crazy Legs.
But they get confused sometimes. They get confused with the Crazy Legs, the break dancer from the Bronx. But I let people know we had our own.
Right, we had our own, the Brooklyn one.
The Brooklyn, the Crazy Legs.
And Ryan Linda, if I'm correct. Yeah. And there was one more. He always battled Eddie Speed. I don't remember his name.
You remember?
There was one. But Eddie Speed he had the DS girls, remember that?
Yeah.
That was
they had the crew, DS girl.
Amp? Maybe the DJ Amp?
No, Amp was around too.
Amp, yeah.
But he never battled
No.
Speed, no. The church jams were good.
If you went back in the days, right, and you wanted to just have a great memory, do you know of a memory that you can think of right now and say, if I went back, I want to go back and do this again?
As far as rocking?
Yeah.
When I left rocking, they were talking about a battle that they wanted to do. It was going to be, I don't know if you remember my partner, Halbert.
Albert, yeah, I remember Albert, yeah.
They wanted me and Halbert to dance against Weejo and Edward. Back then I was in Touch of Rock. And we had all decided it was going to happen. And 2 days later, I was moved over to Dynasty. So it never happened. But that would have been something else for that to happen. Me and Halbert against Weejo and Edward.
Wow.
And I would have fucked you up, Weejo. Halbert and Edward.
Wow, that's it's good because I mean, to go back sometimes even me I go back on with some certain old school pioneers and I remember things that I don't remember as much, but then when I'm with certain people,
you remember.
Like me, a lot of people remember me because not only dancing, but I was a drummer in 162.
I remember that.
And I was a drums.
I believe, but you played other instruments.
Yeah, I played sax, I played piano.
I remember that.
Then people knew me for boxing because I was, I taught Edwin and I took Carlos in the gym, And I did a lot of different
I
things.
also went to the best I
Yeah.
I boxed when Breland was there.
Yeah. Mark
So,
Breland,
and I
yeah.
mean, we used to go train there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all even learned how to box, and
Yeah.
we didn't get crazy.
Yeah.
We always learning. We were learning how to dance. You're learning how to fight, and not to be bad guys, but you just
Yeah.
learn how to protect yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So we did everything. So yeah, it was fun.
Well, so as we leave this, any shout outs you want to give out to anybody out there that from back in the days,
All the old guys that can remember me, how you doing? I'm still alive. I'm doing good.
Doing good.
That's it.
All right. So we're gonna leave it out here. I'm with Giovanny, old school rocker from back in the days, and just say peace.